for weeks, and it continued yesterday. They were lined up and expectedly by first pitch very wound up. When the train left the station, it rolled along the tracks with a set destination. The conductor up front led the way for 8 strong innings and rode the rails hard for the series opener. Then it was the conductor in the caboose turning out the lights on the final 3 stops of the night. Game 1, advantage Phillies. And there's plenty more where that came from. Game 1 was outstanding here at Citizens Bank Park as the Phils and the Braves got together in a playoff-type series. The Phils wound up winning that one, and let's see what they can do for game number 2 tonight in front of a sold-out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. The standings of the National League East, the Phillies 4 games up over the Atlanta Braves, 90 victories this year for the Phils so far. Well, last night it was so exciting here at Ashburn Alley, we decided to come out again, and guess what? We brought the big guy with us this time. Along with Gary Matthews, I'm Tom McCarthy. Chris Wheeler will be along in just a little bit. Well, how about last night, Sarge? Cole Hamels was unbelievable again. 8 strong innings, and the Phils walked away with the victory.
Well, you're right. 12-10 so far this year, but I got to tell you what, it's pitched much better than what that record would actually indicate. Now, take a look here at the second inning last night there, and you see exactly what I'm talking about. There's that changeup. It's been devastating for him this year. He's come up with that cutter that induces the double plays that you can see that pitcher's best friend there. And I got to tell you, that was out of a huge jam there as Cole Hamels comes off of that mound. Now take a look at what Hamels, Oswalt has done, and along with Halliday, 11-0. How about that ERA, Tom? 2.09.
Well, the second piece of that puzzle, that triumvirate, Roy Halladay goes tonight, and he has been fabulous this year and really good against the National League East.
Well, you're absolutely right. What a number 1, and what a great pick there by Ruben Amaro Jr. there. This is his record there by month. April there, and that ERA doesn't get any better than that. You go all the way down to September, you can see struggling a little bit with that ERA at 4.79. Still, though, look at that record, 3-0. Roy Halladay is the real deal. He mixes up his pitches. You can see a change up there and really does cut up a lot of these guys. He studies them like no other pitcher you've seen. That's one of the reasons why he has so much success there, Tom.
So much success against the Atlanta Braves this year. How about that double play by Chase Utley? How about the reaction by Roy Halladay? Look at those numbers against the Braves this season alone. 2-0 with a 0.50 earned run average. It is a playoff atmosphere once again here at Citizens Bank Park. Everybody's ready for Game 2 of this 3-game series. Hey, how about Brad Lidge last night? A 1-2-3 ninth inning, 2 strikeouts, a fantastic slider. Maybe we'll see him later. The lineups at first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball. the season. It's Roy Halladay who took the mound just a few moments ago, and Doc's patients are in the house and ready to go and looking rather healthy right now. And they're hoping that Doc Halladay is that healthy. Well, some of them look healthy. That guy has a ligament problem with that cast. I was just out there with them. So the patients are ready out on the Bud Light rooftop, and the big guy is ready as well. Let's take a look at the Braves starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off at second base, Omar Infante. Jason Hayward, the right fielder, bats second. Martin Prado hits third, followed by the cleanup batter, Brian McCann. Derek Lee drops to the 5-hole with the righty on the hill. Nate McLeod is in the lineup. He's in left field, batting sixth. And the bottom third of Alex Gonzalez, Rick Ankiel, and left-hander Mike Minor. And they'll face right-hander Roy Halladay, who's looking for his 20th win of the season in wheels. It would be the first 20-game winner in the National League since 2005.
Yeah, and it is unusual nowadays to have 20-game winners. That used to be like 100 RBIs or 30 home runs. Those were the benchmarks in Major League Baseball. Now with the bullpens the way they are, 20-game winners, as you said, Tom, it just doesn't happen that often, especially here in the National League. Here's a scouting report from Southwest Airlines on Roy Halladay. His numbers are not good here in the month of September, but he's won 3 games and some other games where he pitched really well and didn't win them. And he has pitched very, very well, as you guys were talking about in the opening, against the Braves.
And how about Infante? Swings at the first pitch. That helps any pitcher, particularly if it's an out. One away.
Well, we've noticed a lot of that with Roy Halladay this year. That they swing early in the count. It's probably on all the reports that he's going to be around the plate, get after him early. And, you know, it's nice getting out on one pitch. Here it is. He's around the plate with a little sinker right there, and that thing went down pretty well. And Infante, but, you know, he basically smothered it.
Well, here's Jason Hayward. He's reached base safely in his last 25 games. 0 for 2 against Halladay in the previous ball games, and he takes a changeup for a strike. Hayward, over his last 30 ball games, is hitting close to 400. He's been the Braves' hottest hitter. And he'll take a lot of pitches.
Oh, this guy's unbelievable. His on-base percentage, and he's 20 years old. 20, and his on-base percentage is over 40%.
Big chopper to first. That's an easy play for Howard.
We're talking about that on-base percentage of his, and the other people that have done it at his age. They're all in the Hall of Fame except Alex Rodriguez, and he will be.
Keys to tonight's ball game. Wheels brought to you by Nissan.
Well, see if he can continue to dominate the East, Tommy, as he's done 12-1 against the National League East, and use the crowd's energy again tonight. It was a factor last night, and it certainly could be again tonight.
It's the end of the model year, and Nissan's laying it all on the line. Nissan's bottom line sales event going on now. The Braves have a 1-game lead over the Phillies in the season series. They're 7-6 against the Phillies. Included in that is a series sweep. But back on the 22nd of July, Martin Prado and the Atlanta Braves were 7 games up in the National League East, and now they trail it by 4 games. And Prado chops it to third. 3 ground balls for Roy Halladay. How about a 6-pitch inning? It's a 1-2-3 top of the first. You don't think the fans are amped here at Citizens Bank Park? We go to the bottom of the first. The Braves nothing. The Phillies coming up. lineup is brought to you by Xfinity, only from Comcast. Leading it off in center field, Shane Victorino. Placido Polanco bats second. Chase Utley hits third, followed by Ryan Howard, the first baseman. Jason Worth is in right field batting fifth. Raul Ibanez hits sixth. And the bottom third of Carlos Ruiz, Wilson Valdez, and Roy Halladay. And they'll face kind of a newcomer, at least to the Phillies. It's left-hander Mike Minor, a 24-year-old, who is 3-1 for the Braves so far this year. With an earned run average of 5.84, this is his 8th major league start, Wills.
Another kid out of Vanderbilt. Price, a good-looking young left-hander. Pedro Alvarez, who's a #1 pick in the country for the Pittsburgh Pirates. All of them coming out of the Vanderbilt program. This guy is very advanced. They say he's a college kid, as you mentioned. First round overall, #7 in 2009. He has a really good changeup. Will throw a lot of fastballs and also uses curveballs. So he's basically a 3-pitch pitcher. I've seen him a bunch of times on television. He really has a good changeup.
Well, he made his major league debut on the 9th of August against the Astros. Allowed 3 runs, or 3 earned runs, I should say, in 6 innings. The Braves are scoring runs in his starts. They're averaging over 7 runs per game in his starts.
Now, last time out, he gave up that grand slam to Maxwell of Washington in the 2nd inning. That's all he gave up, but they lost that game.
Shane Victorino leads it off for the Phillies. Victorino 1 for 4 with a run scored in last night's game.
Another recon night, just like last night, facing a guy you don't know. You want to see him throw as many pitches as possible.
Shane's batting .359 here in the month of September. He has been very productive. And Charlie Manuel mentioned today that he'll probably stay in the leadoff spot even when Jimmy Rollins comes back. One ball, 1 strike to count to Victorino. And he loops one towards center. Infante goes back and he makes the catch. 1 away. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Dorothy Blank of Sharon Hill, Pennsylvania. If the Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game, then Dorothy will win $200. So 1 away here in the bottom of the first. Placido Polanco will dig in. Polanco had a really good quote last night about facing Brandon Beachy, and it kind of goes along the same lines of facing Mike Minor tonight. Polanco was 0 for 3 in last night's ball game, and he said it takes more than just knowing what a guy throws. You might know he throws a fastball, but you don't know how it's going to cut or sink until you face him. You don't know the break of his curve or how good his changeup is out of his hand until you see him a time or two.
Right, and that's my point about how when you haven't seen a guy, you got to go up there on recon and see as many pitches as possible and have an idea of what the movement is and what they're going to throw, and hopefully show the guy in the on-deck circle and on the bench what he's going to do. And you could tell that kid last night was going to throw his changeup behind in the count because they started calling it. McCann started calling it easy or early, and they stayed with it. He did a good job. Now, will this guy throw his changeup behind in the count? That's something they have to watch for.
2-1 the count to Polanco. Polanco lines one to center, and then he'll hang up there for Rick Ankiel. 2 outs. Well, he hit it hard, but he's retired. And here comes Chase Utley.
Very young pitchers in this series for the Atlanta Braves, and they have a lot of confidence that they're not going to be overwhelmed. They're 2 veterans that they have. Hudson and Lowe will not pitch in this series.
Yeah, in fact, Billy Wagner was quoted after or before last night's ball game saying that the way to beat the Phillies is to maybe surprise them. And that's what they're doing with these youngsters, because the Phillies, well, they haven't faced 2 of the 3. Tommy Hanson will start tomorrow. They've faced him. And a breaking ball inside. There's Derek Lowe.
Yeah, they know Tommy Hanson. They've seen it. They certainly know that guy. Look at, he's imitating Utley right now.
As he leans in, he's saying. Well, Chase has been hit by 5 pitches here in September. So he is getting on. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, he just backed up curveball, so that's something for the left-handed hitters to think about, that he'll do that, and he'll also throw one behind in the count.
2 balls and 1 strike the count to Chase. Chase has hit in 3 straight. He has scored a run in 5 straight. Now he's not alone. I mean, we saw that he's reached base safely in 20 consecutive games, and Phillies offense individually and collectively putting together some pretty good stretches. Ryan Howard's one of those guys, Jason Worth, and that shows how hot they've been here in September and why they've won 16 games.
He went curveball, changeup to Utley. Now that'll buzz your brain when you haven't seen a guy before. Like, whoa. No fastballs in 4 pitches, and he throws me 2 curveballs and 2 changeups. Now you're up there thinking, am I going to get my fastball now?
He may try to sneak it by him.
Yeah, and the odds are you could be late.
He got the fastball. He wasn't late, and he lines it into center.
So much for that.
4 straight games now for Chase, and he's been on base for 21 straight games.
So he was probably thinking, I'm going to get fastball here. And he hit it right on the nose.
Well, Wheels, look at the September numbers. Now, the earned run average at 3.49. That doesn't tell all of the story because the starters have been tremendous. But look at the offensive numbers.
Amazing.
Even the stolen bases, and Chase is part of that.
And a lot of this, of course, coincides with these guys coming back and healthy.
Right.
It's no coincidence that their numbers picked up when some of the big boys came back and started doing their thing.
Chase has stolen 4 bags in his last 11 games. Shane Victorino has stolen 10 bases here in September.
Kind of a move Minor has, reading something on him that he has worked hard on his moves right through college, and all he did right there was just do a little kind of funky leg kick.
Ryan is 4th in the league in RBIs with 104. And there you see what the base stealers have done here in the majors against Mike Minor. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. He's challenged him.
Yeah, he's only had 4 guys try to go on him, and 2 have made it. So that could either indicate there aren't a lot of guys over there, or he holds them on pretty well. Boy, they're giving him a lot of room in right center field. Pitch him away, play him away defense if you'll ever see one. Look at this.
And Ankiel is kind of shallow, too.
Well, he can go get the ball. That's one thing. That's why they have him playing center. McLeod, who's a center fielder, playing left. They feel he's better at catching the ball out there.
1-2 the count to Howard. And he stays alive.
Now, Ryan Howard right now hasn't seen a pitch close to middle in. And that defense they're showing out there would indicate that he's not going to. Now, that doesn't mean they won't try to sneak one in on him sooner or later. But right now, as a hitter, you have to think away. Everything has been away so far. There they go again.
Well, that was close to a balk. He was kind of leaning toward home a little bit. During the 2010 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs.
What a pattern. Fastballs and breaking balls away from Ryan Howard.
And a high fastball stalled it into right. A base hit. Well, the Phillies have 2 aboard with 2 outs here in the first.
Boy, he hit that thing hard. As you said, he scalded it. Looked like Minor missed his spot, too. And he's lucky. Well, they wanted to go up. That's what it was. It wasn't that he missed his spot as much as the location. Supposed to be high. And it was down the middle a little bit. And, backspin on that, and it's 2-0.
with 2 outs. Here's Jason Worth. Jason, a 5-game hitting streak. He's hitting .400 during that time. On the homestand, he's 7 for 16 with 3 home runs. And he's got a chance to drive in a run and give the Phillies the early lead here in the bottom of the first. They kind of switch their alignment with Worth up, and Keel steps over toward right center a little bit.
Now, this team has always overshifted a lot in the outfield. Remember, even when they had Andrew Jones, they would do it. But back in those days, they had pitchers that could throw it where they wanted to, almost at will. But they still trust them enough, I guess, to put it where they are supposed to and pitch to their defense. Or they just get spray charts and just pitch to the tendencies and just decide where we're going to we're going to play the odds that this is where they hit the ball for the most part. There's Chidokata Hina positioning Ankiel right now, and also Hayward a little bit.
2-0 the count to Worth. See the way Jason has sprayed his hits. He's been pretty good to go to all fields.
Yeah, that's good. There they are trying to move their outfielders around a little bit. Ironically, they pitch him in on both of those first 2 pitches, even though they're playing them away. But Jason will take pitches inside and inside out them.
Runners lead off. Had a changeup that floats over for strike 1. It was up a little bit.
Well, there's your scouting report right there where you're watching from the bench. Will he throw his changeup behind in the count? Will he throw his curveball behind in the count? Yeah. Okay, now we're starting to figure it out a little bit.
Towering pop-up. Left side of the infield. Prado, the third baseman, makes the catch, and the Phillies leave a couple. So the Phillies get a couple of hits here in the bottom of the first. They lead 2. We go to the second. It's the Phillies nothing and the Braves nothing. Visit the official online shop of the Phillies at Phillies.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the Phillies.com shop. Top of the second, no score. Brian McCann leads it off for the Braves. McCann 1 for 3 in last night's ball game with an RBI double. And he takes a fastball for strike 1. McCann is one of the guys that's had success against Halliday this year. 5 for 10 against him. He's hitting just .233 here in September. But that's really been the story for a lot of the Braves hitters.
Well, they got off to a terrible start and then got hot and then went in the tank again and then got really hot. And that's when they took that lead over the Phillies. And, you know, they're picking a bad time of the year to get a little bit cold. You can survive losing streaks and cold spells at different points of the year. It's tough to survive them this time of the year.
Whoa. Carlos Ruiz thought that was a called strike 3. It was a ball. Well, that was a pretty good pitch, but played umpire Jeff Kellogg probably doesn't like that.
No, he didn't mean to do that. You know, he just really thought that was a strike. I've never seen Carlos do that before. A lot of times they'll start to do it and stop. Oh, man. No wonder he threw. That's a strike. I mean, the only guy who got that wrong is the one that counts. Oh. Man, that almost went down to third again. Charlie's going, am I missing something?
He just fouls it off his foot.
He just swung a ball 4 there, a real heavy sinker. Or maybe a cutter. It was coming more than a cutter, probably because it was coming towards him.
Jeff Kellogg's the crew chief. Larry Vanover's at first. Jeff Nelson's at second. Mark Carlson's over at third. And it remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brian McCann is hitting .279 against right-handers this year. Not badly against left-handers either. And a little looper. It's a foul territory. Howard is over, and he makes the catch right over the railing.
That was a cutter. He talked about getting on a left-handed hitter's thumbs. Man, what a pitch.
So 1 away. Aspirant Alley, we were out there, is a buzz. The crowd was a buzz after this play.
Well, that ball was not hit very high, and Ryan Howard didn't have a whole lot of time to get over there and find the railing. He pulled up short there because he thought he was a little bit closer, but he couldn't look away again because the ball was on his way down. They like him hit a lot higher than that.
Here's Derek Lee, and he lines the first pitch into right field. So Lee has another hit in this series. It's his 3rd, and he's aboard with 1 away. Well, 3 of the 5 hitters have swung early against Roy Halladay, which, again, you know, is something we've seen often this year.
Oh, yeah, that's the norm.
Jason Hayward, he was somewhat abnormal. He took a few pitches. So did Brian McCann. And with 1 out and a runner at first, here's Nate McLouth.
He's been hot. He's the one guy that's really been hot for them.
McLouth spent 34 games down in the minor leagues this year. Just wasn't hitting. And you see his overall numbers. He had .234 with 6 home runs in those 34 games in the minors. Came back up on the 31st of August and has been better.
Yeah, and that just shows you how down he was, because everybody you talk to around the Braves say, without a doubt, he is a guy who's been getting big hits for them and has been hot. And his numbers overall are not that great, and that's why he went to the minor leagues. Beat the Phillies with a walk-off earlier this year off Jose Contreras. That's the one where they all left the dugout.
One of his 3 hits against the Phillies this year. And a changeup swung on and missed, and he's down on strikes. First strikeout for Halladay, number 211 on the season. Hey, tonight on Sports Night, get highlights and analysis of this game, plus the latest from the Eagles as they prepare for the Jaguars, and highlights from the Flyers' first preseason tilt versus the Devils. All this and more on Toyota Sports Night tonight at 10 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Michael Vick was named about 2 hours ago, the quarterback for this Sunday's ball game against the Jaguars. And a curveball to Gonzalez. And he hit that as if he was hitting a softball.
He got a little out front.
He sure did.
He hit that as if he thought he was going to get a fastball. There's his numbers against Roy Halladay.
Overall, he's hit 22 home runs this year, 85 RBIs between the Braves and the Blue Jays.
And we saw him here earlier in the season when the Blue Jays were here hitting all those home runs. And then the Braves picked him up, and he's been a good pickup for him. They just gave up on Yunel Escobar.
0-2 the count. He stays alive. He punches it down the right field line, and it slices out of play.
Not much wind here tonight compared to last night when it's blowing in and knocking the ball down and taking it towards the right field corner. There is some breeze, but it's blowing out because it's starting to get warmer. It's supposed to be really warmer tomorrow, and you can feel it getting warmer as the night goes on.
I was going to say, as nice a night as last night was, it's even more comfortable here tonight. Gonzalez out in front against a breaking ball, and it remains 0-2. Halliday began tonight third in the league in earned run average behind Josh Johnson and Adam Wainwright. Now, Johnson has been shut down for the rest of the year. He has struck out 211, which ties him for first in the league, and you see how he's gotten ahead of the hitters in tonight's ball game. 7 for 7. I'll see 72 degrees and clear.
Look at the wind direction. Last night, north-northwest, blowing in from left field, and now when it's blowing out like this a little bit, you know it's coming out of the south, and it's going to get warmer. Means the ball will carry tonight.
On the hands, a roller to shortstop. Valdez, the short way to second. The side is retired. No runs, one hit, a lot of good pictures. We've played 1.5. It's the Phillies nothing and the Braves nothing. Phillies are accepting a 2-minute DVD highlighting the softball experiences of those around the Delaware Valley and why you should be considered to be a Phillies ball girl. Send it to the Phillies, Citizens Bank Park, 1 Citizens Bank Way, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19148. Attention ball girl applicant. And you can join Cammie and Caitlin. There's Caitlin. And be one of the Phillies ball girls. The deadline for submissions is October 4th. Bottom of the second, Raul Ibanez leads it off. He's had a good homestand, even with an 0 for 4 last night. Raul was 7 for 15 with 5 runs scored and 4 RBIs.
Phillies with their left-handed hitting lineup, at least quite a few left-handed hitters, and mine are much better against left-handed hitters than right. Left-handed hitters hitting 194 against them, no homers, and right-handed hitters 322 with 5 homers. And what happened, of course, in the first inning? Utley and Howard, left-handed hitters, got hits off.
2-1 the count to Ibanez.
Another big overshift by this Atlanta defense. There you go.
It's even bigger.
Yeah. Pitch them away, play them away. And that's what they're doing with a lot of these hitters tonight.
Jason Hayward is deep in right to try to cut off the alley, with Rek Ankiel shaded over toward left center.
He does play deep, Hayward. That's one thing we've noticed about him. Does seem to have a pretty good ability to charge the ball, though. You see, he is very deep. That almost looks like a late inning defense.
Good count for Raul. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. And he hits it off the end of the bat. A pop-up into foul territory. Prado, the third baseman. Ooh, that ball took off on him, it seemed. And he couldn't get to it.
Well, he was shifted so far over. He had a long run for that. And, you know, he pulled up short. It sounded like it hit the concrete down there right in front of the dugout. See what it does. It took such a high bounce. No, it hit the dirt in front of it. He just never got there. See, he shied away. He thought it was coming up a lot quicker than it did.
Or the stairwell was going up, too.
Yeah, and he was not about to go head first into there.
So a break for Ibanez. Let's see if he can capitalize. It's 3-2.
Left-handed hitter, the third baseman's going to play way off the line. So he had a lot further to go for that. Say if a right-handed hitter had popped that ball up, see where he is, how far off the line he's going to play.
And Raul spoils another one.
Good catch.
All you need to do is make sure you have a tray in your hand, and you usually can catch a ball up in the Hall of Fame club. Because that's exactly what that gentleman just did.
Really good catch.
And Raul continues to pepper the outside part of the plate.
Well, you know, they're showing this pattern to these left-handed hitters tonight. Now, maybe they're going to change, but you can eliminate half a home plate. Everything's away. They're playing them away. They can cheat. And, you know, if they get jammed, they get jammed. But, you know, you almost have to look away, I think. Here comes again.
And he pulls it this time to second. Fonte, the second baseman, throws him out. One away. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, the Yankees are shutting out the Rays 4-0. Lance Berkman, 2-run double. The Yankees won last night. They honored George Steinbrenner prior to the ballgame and had this enormous plaque that they put up. And the Yankees went on to win that ballgame. And they lead game 2. Here's Carlos Ruiz. Carlos hitting .299. He was 1 for 4 last night and riding a hitting streak. Carlos is hitting .345 against the Braves this year with a couple runs batted in, including one big one last night. And time is called.
Here's a double last night, and it was important with 2 outs, a hanging breaking ball there from Peachy. And Carlos lined it into the corner, got Ryan Howard.
Outside, 1-1. See the last 45 games. That's some production right there, particularly from a guy that's batting 7th or 8th, depending on what day it is. Lately, it's been 7th with Jimmy Rollins on the DL. He skies it to shallow left. And Nate McLeod makes the catch. 2 outs. So Miner's thrown a lot of pitches so far, but he has 2 outs here in the second.
Well, he's never pitched more than 6 innings in his brief major league career. A guy that does throw a lot of pitches. And you said, Tom, they're up to 34 already with 2 outs in the second. So they are making him work.
He was a freshman when David Price was a junior at Vanderbilt. And Miner has said that it's Price, through example, that's taught him the hard work that it's needed to be a professional pitcher. Now, the Braves took him with the 7th overall pick back in 2009, last year. And a lot of people criticized that because there were some scout experts who said that he was probably a late 1st round, early 2nd round pick. But the Braves were able to sign him, and he was able to adjust. And here he is in the big leagues a little more than a year later. As Valdez reaches on a single to right.
Good job by Wilson to turn the lineup over.
So here's what he did at Vanderbilt. 2007 was the year that Price was a junior. That was a heck of a combination if it was Mike Miner and David Price.
What a program, too. And you figure Pedro Alvarez came out of there, too. for the Pirates.
He was also Steven Strasburg's teammate on the U.S. national team back in 2008 that went 24-0. Halliday with a base hit to center field. Well, they've been working on their hitting more and more. The pitchers have. And the last few games, he's been able to hit the ball a little bit better. And then he gets a pretty good swing at that one.
Well, that'll happen sometimes. You know, as you say, they're working on it. And, you know, a pitcher, especially a young pitcher, is going to throw a get-ahead fastball. You know, they told him before the game, you know, this guy isn't much of a hitting pitcher. So he's going to get ahead of him. Comes right down the middle with a high fastball, and Roy gets on top of it. They don't think he's going to hit a ball that far over towards second base. You saw where the second baseman was. He's playing like a right-handed or left-handed pull hitter. And this guy ain't going to hit a ball over there, especially off a fastball.
Well, now Shane Victorino, who popped out to second his first time up, he's 0 for 1. And the Phillies have another runner in scoring position. They had one in the last inning. Had a changeup on the first pitch.
He got Victorino out on a changeup his first time up on a pop-up.
Runners not being held on. Like the Braves aren't paying any mind to Valdez at second, so he should get a pretty good lead.
And Keel can really throw, and he's shallow in center. He scares third base coaches. McLeod and Hayward both are pretty good throwers, but they're deep. That doesn't mean they can't throw somebody up. But that guy right there, former pitcher, oh, can he throw?
Read a story about a month ago where he's mentioned that if he starts to struggle as a hitter, he may go back to being a pitcher. He had it in him one time. There goes Valdez. Pitch is taken high. They throw behind Halliday. What a play by Derek Lee. He just saved a run.
McCann just took his mask and pointed at him like, thank you. What am I doing? Derek Lee is so good down there. And McCann throws it. That's amazing that he caught that ball.
Former Gold Glover.
And Derek Lee, and watch this play he makes. Valdez goes now. They're thinking about now. What point Roy's thinking there? Like he's not going to follow Valdez, who's just going on his own there with 2 outs. And he saves the day.
And a foul ball past the third base coach's box. And it's 2-2 to Victorino.
Or he was just deking him so he'd throw it wild down to first. That's all.
I kept thinking if he was too far off, could he stay in a rundown long enough to allow Valdez to go get to home? And a chopper to shortstop. And Gonzalez throws to Infante. And the side is retired. A couple more hits for the Phils. A couple more runners left on base. We go to the third in a scoreless game. And please submit your answer on the subject line. Wheels, the question is, Chipper Jones was the #1 overall pick in the 1990 Major League Baseball June Amateur Draft. What player was selected by the Phillies that year with the 3rd overall pick? The answer will be revealed in the 7th inning. No score as we go to the top of the 3rd. Phillies have had 4 base runners left so far through the first 2 innings. And we'll see as this game moves on if they can capitalize on those base runners. I'll tell you what, it is a packed house again here at the ballpark. And doesn't matter, young or old, that gentleman or that youngster would like a win for his mom's birthday. That's an easy gift, right?
Sure, they would love to give that to him.
Rick Ankiel leads it off for the Braves. Ankiel did not play in last night's ball game. 204 hitter with Atlanta, acquired along with Kyle Farnsworth from the Kansas City Royals.
He started out hot with Atlanta his first couple games and then tailed off.
He's 3 for 19 here in September. You see 9 strikeouts in his last 11 at bats.
And that's tailing off.
He's got some pop though.
Oh yeah, he was an unbelievable hitting pitcher, that's for sure. But then all of a sudden he started to throw balls up on the screen. Remember last year, was it last year we were in St. Louis when he hit the wall and they had to carry him off?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Boy, that was a scary injury.
Checks his swing. They appeal. No swings, as the 3rd base umpire, Mark Carlson. Overall this year, Ankiel, a .232 hitter with 5 home runs and 22 runs batted in. And he's aboard with the leadoff walk. First walk issued by Halliday. He doesn't walk too many. It's only the 29th this year. Oh, be a fanatic about reading. It's sponsored by Comcast. It's a free program encouraging children to read for at least 15 minutes a day. Kindergarten through 8th grade classes are eligible to participate. Now, your classrooms receive bookmarks, pencils, posters, and a chance to win a visit from the Fanatic. Teachers should email fandev@phillies.com for more information. Minor trying to sacrifice Ankiel up to second.
He's 0 for 9 in his brief major league career with 7 strikeouts, a walk, and no sacks.
Yeah, down in the minor leagues, he was 0 for 18.
Well, they definitely wanted to try and bunt here. Whoa. No, they
Swings
don't.
away. This might be 2. Utley to second for 1. Valdez, a spin and a throw in time. And it's the 4th double play in the last 2 ball games for the Phillies defense.
He missed a sign. Well, Bobby Cox just figured, well, he's not going to get a bunt down, but he 0 for 9. I don't know. This is the worst thing that could have happened for the Braves, the best for the Phillies. How about Valdez spinning like that and then throwing that seed to first? Chase gives him a real good toss. Well, actually, that's why he did that, because it was a little wide. It got him out of whack a little bit. So I guess he felt that he had a spin to get something on the throw as opposed to go across his body.
Well, he had time.
Yeah. It looked spectacular.
Sure did. Here's Omar Infante. He swung at the first pitch tonight, grounded to short. And he takes a fastball for strike 1. Infante, 304 hitter here in September. And a swinging bunt that'll trickle foul, and they'll make sure of it. Mentioned last night that Infante was selected to his first All-Star game this year as the utility player in the National League. Charlie Manuel received criticism for that selection. Yeah. Not that Charlie ever cares about receiving criticism, but you know what? You look at the overall numbers for Infante, 337 entering tonight with 7 home runs and 43 RBIs. You also look at what he did in the first half, and it turns out to be a pretty good selection.
Yeah, and they were supposed to pick a utility guy. That was part of the deal this year. That's what he did.
Off the end of the bat, and it's going to be a base hit to right. Second hit of the night for the Braves. And now with 2 outs, Jason Hayward, who grounded out to first his first time up, will get his second at bat against Halliday. And Roy delivers a fastball a little low. Halliday is trying to become the first Phillies pitcher since Steve Carlton back in 1982 to win 20 games. He's tied for the league lead in victories with 19. Looper toward right. Worth didn't read it right away, but he comes in and makes the sliding grab. He recovered nicely, used his speed and athleticism, and Halliday leaves one aboard here at the top of the third. After 2.5, the Phillies are flipping a little leather once again here at Citizens Bank Park as we go to the bottom of the third. Go to Southwest.com, grab your bag, it's on, and buy your Quality Plus Ford stores. And buy Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phillies. Bottom of the third, Placido Polanco starts it off for the Phils. Flied out to center his first time up, and he takes a breaking ball upstairs. Phillies in this month of September, we saw those offensive numbers earlier. I think one of the most impressive things is the fact that they're back leading in stolen bases again, which we're used to them leading in stolen base percentage, but they're leading in stolen bases overall and in on base percentage, and it's just changed the entire complexion of the ball club because they've gotten on base. Davies happier that they're running more and they're being more aggressive. And it's changed the tempo of a lot of these games.
Well, the way they're going along, you never look good making right turns. And they were doing a lot of that.
So they haven't been caught much this year, just 19 times. But for the first half of the season, they were 16th in overall attempts. And it's 3-2 to Polanco.
Phillies have 4 hits in the game, but they're all singles, and there were 2 outs both innings. So they really haven't had much shot at a rally so far.
Chase Utley waits on deck, hoping that Polanco becomes the first Phil to get on to lead off an inning. And there's ball 4. He is the first Phil to get on to lead off an inning.
Yeah, that's the difference. You know, 2 outs, nobody on base, and then single, 2 outs, nobody on base, single. The best way to score runs, get that leadoff man on.
And get this crowd into the ball game too.
Yeah.
Because last night, particularly at the end of the game, I mean, it was It was unbelievable.
Well, when Brad Lidge came in the 9th inning, they were pumped to try and get those 3 outs. And then the way he started to deal, that really got everybody into it. He was unhittable last night.
Chase singled his first time up. And he pulls that first one foul toward the Phil's dugout. 17 RBIs, third to Ryan Howard for the most in September. I don't think anybody's going to catch Troy Tulowitzki. He's blowing everybody away in home runs and RBIs for the Colorado Rockies.
They're playing at Arizona tonight. Dodgers in San Diego and Los Angeles. Now this is one of the left-handed hitters. They're playing him to pull a little bit. And Keel is slightly pull defense in center field, and maybe they're not going to pitch him his way as much. There you see. Just the opposite of what they were doing with Howard and Ibanez. And of course Worth differently from the right side.
Chase pulls it down the right field line, a bullet foul.
It looks like they're thinking about trying to crowd him a little bit, as opposed to the other left-handed hitters where they've been staying away.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. They just might figure they don't want to get him to get extended, or they think that they found something in there, where they can get in on him. But he's so quick, and his hand is healed now and all. I don't know.
I was going to say, particularly lately, he's so quick.
Now that doesn't mean now they might not go away from him after establishing in, but it looks like they're trying to crowd chase.
They moved down and away. It's 2-2.
Well, they would after all that stuff in.
I wondered if it was because of his first at bat, but you know what? Keel was playing in that same spot. As Roger McDowell looks on.
Yeah, they just figure he's more likely to pull than shoot a ball the other way. A lot of really fun things to watch about this sport, but to me one of the neatest is to watch how different teams pitch your guy and how they position their outfielders and their infielders.
Particularly when it's different from team to team. Like
right.
when Ryan Howard's up, it's normally the same.
It's the same guy at home plate, and you come in, you pitch him differently, or you play him differently. Yeah, some teams will try to crowd Howard, but most of them try to pitch him away. And I think a lot of that has to do when Ryan's in those stages of how far off the plate he is. If he's closer to the plate, they'll try to crowd him. If he's way off the plate, which he does sometimes, they're going to go away figuring he can't get at it. It's really such a great cat and mouse game to watch.
3 balls, 2 strikes the count to Chase. And he flares one into foul territory. Prado didn't see it right away. McCann will give it a look, and it didn't matter. It was off the top of the dugout.
Yeah, they tried to get him out of way after establishing in. At least on that one. And you saw Chase with tremendous plate coverage because he was looking for the ball middle in, got it away, and still fouled it off.
This kid's thrown a lot of pitches into the 3rd inning.
That's his MO. He had a 12 strikeout game against the Cubs and has not gone, as we mentioned earlier, has not gone further than 6 in a game.
Chase lines it into right field. It's a base hit. Polanco has to hurry, and he gets there ahead of the throw. He froze, thinking that there was a chance that Fonte would catch that. Phillies have runners on first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, he froze, and then he had to start up again. And boy, you look at a guy that was in panic mode. Watch this. As Tom said, he freezes, then he starts back because he thought he was going to catch it. And then Polanco is not a great runner. He really kicked it into gear. He says, man, I can't get four. Look, see him go back? Because he thought he caught it. And then at that point, he's saying, oh, man, I can't get caught here. I can't take a base hit away from my buddy. Not after he hit it that hard. But he really thought that ball was going to be caught from his angle.
Well, Chase is 2 for 2. And now Ryan Howard, who singled his first time up, will get another chance against Mike Minor. Howard, as we said before, 104 RBIs, 4th most in the National League.
3rd straight inning with 2 men on base. Big difference this time, nobody out.
5 hits for the Phillies so far. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to Ryan.
Ryan Howard knows from his first at bat that everything was away, and they start him away again.
Hits it away down the left field line. McLeod started back, and he has time to get over, and it is not caught. A foul ball. It's sliced away to the point where he felt the wall coming.
That's a big break for the Phillies there, because Ryan was about to make an out where nothing happened for the Phillies. See how high it is. Now here he comes near the wall.
Just missed it.
Yeah, he just missed it. It didn't hit the top, did it?
Nope.
Well, you see, he took that one little stutter step there as he hit the warning track, and that cost him. Guy's used to playing in the middle of the field. Center fielder all his life.
A little more space.
A little more. You don't run into warning tracks in that area. Ryan just has to lock in away here. I'm not saying he can't pull the ball and do some damage, but the guy's got to make a mistake to him for that to happen.
Runners not being held on. Polanco being shadowed by Alex Gonzalez at short. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball a little high, and it's 2-1. Minor thought it was a strike. I think McCann did too. The count. And now he can really lock into a spot.
Yeah, and that spot's middle away.
Jason trolling around to the on-deck circle.
Chase ball 4. Now the strike zone there. He knows it.
And he stays alive as he shoots that one to the upper deck.
Ryan hasn't walked as much this year, a little bit impatient. And, you know, a walk right here would really put a lot of pressure on Minor with the bases loaded, nobody out.
He's done a good job against lefties, though. He's hitting .266 against them.
Yeah. 20 pitches already this inning. This will be the 20th for Minor. Nobody out.
And again, it's away, and he fouls it away. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat. 3 foul balls so far. 62 pitches for Minor. And a liner toward right center field. Hayward is over. He didn't see it right away, and he makes the catch. And everybody goes back. He had trouble last night with a ball hit off the bat of Shane Victorino. He said after the ball game that it knuckled and tailed away from him at the last moment.
That ball was in the lights. Roger McDowell's going to come out and talk to the pitcher now. Polanco, you know, that's when you got to be thinking about tagging up at second. See, Polanco's too far off second base right there for a ball. That ball was in the lights. He put his hand up and he caught it off to the side. There's no way he could have thrown him out at third, and that's a base running mistake. Because Polanco should be at third base right now.
that's something the Phillies have done quite well in September. They've played solid baseball. They have played well defensively. They've played good baseball all the way around on the base paths, too. And capitalized on mistakes of the other team.
Well, the thing about that, with nobody out, if you're on second base, you always have to be thinking about hanging around second to tag up to get to third, because even if the ball drops, you go to third and you're there with nobody out. So that's why that's always a mistake if the ball's hit that deep.
So he's on second still. Utley's over at first. And Jason Worth is the batter. Jason popped out to third his first time up. So he's 0 for 1. And Minor turns back just to chase Polanco back to the bag. What do you think the conversation was between Roger McDowell and Minor when he went out there?
Well, that's one of those ones you have no idea. You know, normally they don't go out for instruction. You know, and if a guy just threw a rocket like that, you know, he's already pitched to him once, so they know how they're pitching to. I don't know.
Braves do have bullpen action. And a change up, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Looks like it's Christian Martinez who's throwing in the bullpen for Atlanta.
Yeah, they have a very young pitcher out there who they think has a bright future, and you know, he's really being extended here early in this game. But to his credit, he hasn't given up anything. I think I used to be with Florida.
He was a little bigger when he was with Florida, wasn't he? A little stockier. Jason hits it in the air, deep to left field. McLeod's going back. Forget about that one. Gone deep into the seats in left center, and the Phillies take the early lead. It's 3-0 Phils here in the bottom of the third. Had to step up against the lefty, and Jason Worth stepped up in a big way.
Well, he got a fastball here, and he didn't miss it. Oh, boy. Right down the middle, and he crushes that thing to left center field. We'd said that Minor had hung in there, and he hadn't made a mistake or given in. Well, he didn't give in there. He challenged him with a fastball, and big hit by Jason Worth. 3-run home runs, huge momentum for a team.
And Dorothy Black of Sharon Hill, Pennsylvania, you have Jason Worth to thank. You've just won $200 courtesy of the McDonald's home run jackpot.
That's after he'd taken him to one knee with a changeup. And did he ever have a good swing at that fastball?
Well, that's 25 home runs, 79 RBIs, and how about 100 runs scored for Jason this year? The first Philly to 100 runs. And you know what? He may be the only Philly to 100 runs, depending on how the next couple of weeks go.
Yeah, well, because some of the guys that you would look at scoring 100 runs have been hurt so much this year. Jimmy Rollins is a 100 runs guy. Chase Utley.
Shane Victorino. 2-1 the count to Howard. He grounded out to second his first time, or to Ibanez. He grounded out to second his first time up. And it's 3-1. This may be the last hitter for Minor. I guess it depends on what he does.
What do you think about Roger going out and talking to him too before Worth came up? And you know, you ask what would he be talking about, and you know, it was just kind of hard to figure.
I thought maybe soft away. You have a lefty on deck, although Jason reached it, would have been the bases loaded.
Yeah.
Ibanez hits it hard the opposite way, slicing away from McLeod, who made a diving attempt and it kicked out of his glove. And Ibanez will be at second. It'll be a double for Raul, his 33rd of the year.
In this sport, the ground can cause a fumble. And that's what looked like it happened there.
And here comes Bobby Cox.
It's a great effort by McLeod. He has it in his glove, hits the ground, and there's the fumble. And it just shoots away from him. He had it, but not long enough because he never controlled it. There it goes.
And Raul pulled into second. He is safe and secure with New York Life. Oh, Mike Minor's evening is complete. Bobby Cox out to the mound, takes the baseball from his young left-hander. He's allowed 3 runs, and the runner at second is his responsibility. Just one man down here in the bottom of the third. The Phillies lead it 3-0 thanks to the 3-run home run by Jason Worth. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen. We'll be back after this. But after a single by Chase Utley moved Placido Polanco into scoring position, Jason Worth hit a 3-run home run, and then Raul Ibanez doubled. And now Christian Martinez, this is a new pitcher for the Atlanta Braves, 17th ball game for him, a 3.80 earned run average. And he's on to face Carlos Ruiz.
Right-hand hitter is 192. Well, what a big difference when you start off the inning with base runners as opposed to getting the base runners with 2 outs. 2-out runs are hard to score. And you get the first 2 guys on, you have the potential to have a bigger inning, and they certainly have so far. And going to walk Ruiz because Valdez hits into a lot of double plays.
So the intentional walk coming to Carlos Ruiz. Valdez has hit it to 19 double plays, so Bobby Cox is thinking, well, might have a chance for him to hit into another one.
Yeah, and he's in damage control early in this game, into his bullpen already. Even though that's a strength of this team, nobody wants to be in there in the 3rd inning. I mean, the team that's going in there doesn't want to be in there. The opposition does.
Particularly after getting into the bullpen in the 5th inning in last night's game. And they used Peter Moylan for an inning and a 3rd. Now, who knows? Moylan could come back.
All this time of the year, the only plus for teams is some that do it have a lot more pitchers available. And the Braves are one of them. They have a lot of guys.
Including veteran Scott Proctor.
They have a long man, too, in Kawakami, if they wanted to go that route. He's been a starter off and on. So, he's a guy who could give them innings. But it looks like they don't want to use him in this spot as a relief pitcher.
Well, runners on first and second. Here's Wilson Valdez. He's single. There's Kenshin Kawakami.
Thinking the same thing we're thinking. Like, he may pitch here tonight.
I get myself stretched out.
Yeah, they may be thinking about me.
Valdez single to right his first time up, so he's 1 for 1.
Phillies did a really good job with the young pitcher Minor, who has good stuff, but they worked him, fouled a lot of balls off, and like the good hitting team they are right now, they got to him.
Valdez toward third, knocked down by Prado. He's not going to find it in time, and everybody is safe.
He's going to catch that, step on third, throw to first, out of the inning. Oh, he didn't catch it.
E5 for Martin Prado. His 11th error of the year. And it's the 3rd error of the series for the Braves.
Here he comes. He's going to backhand that. See, he already was looking at the bag, and he doesn't catch the ball, and then he kicks it far enough away. He doesn't get anywhere. Right there, taking a little peek. Doesn't have it. He already was trying to get his feet set and get his timing ready to get to third and throw to first.
And they throw a breaking ball to Halliday, who looked first pitch fastballs last time up and picked up a single. The bases are loaded for Roy.
Whoa. Thinking about giving me that.
He is competitive.
Well, he knows that's not a strike. I mean, he'd like to have it.
And he's down on strikes. 2 outs. First Philly to go down on strikes in tonight's game.
One of the few guys that get cheered for striking out. Well, he did hit into a double play.
And he leaves the bases loaded for the 9th man to hit in the inning, and that's Shane Victorino.
Gives Victorino a shot here.
Victorino's 0 for 2. He's popped out to second and ended the last inning with a fielder's choice.
Martinez come in throwing a lot of off-speed stuff, and you would think that he would do a lot of that to Shane Victorino. Minor got him out twice with changeups.
There's the changeup, and it's 1-1. That was an odd changeup.
Most right-handers changeup fade down and away, and that thing was, I don't know what it did. It
Down and in.
Certainly was in the middle part of the plate.
Victorino swings over a changeup to finish up the 3rd, but the Phillies get 3 runs on a 3-run home run by that guy, Jason Worth. The homer for Jason is 4th on the homestand, his 25th of the year. He also picked up his 100th run scored. Most importantly, the Phillies lead it 3-0 as we go to the 4th. Tire the side in order in the 1st, and every time the Phillies do that, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity Triple Play, your complete lineup for digital TV, high-speed internet, and home phone. Roy Halladay will face Martin Prado, Brian McCann, and Derek Lee. working with a 3-run lead. And he fires a fastball for a strike. Gary Matthews joins us up here in the booth. Prado grounded to Blanco his first time up, but it's 0-2. And that one went right through the 5-hole of Ruiz. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Prado. Sarge, you were a right-handed hitter who sometimes batted in a lineup where there were an abundance of lefties. So when you faced a left-hander, you were one of the keys. And Jason Worth was certainly a key to the bottom of the 3rd for the Phillies.
Absolutely right. Driving that ball out of the ballpark. Pete Rose used to always say, all right, you right-handers, let's get this lefty out of there. That is, if he was having problems. And he wouldn't have a lot of problems with a lot of pitchers, left or right. And vice versa on a tough right-handed pitcher. Let's go lefties, get him out.
2-2 the count to Prado. And he's just missing toward the outside part of the plate. And he falls behind now, 3-2.
Yeah, just haven't found that slot there where he can get those pitches called strikes yet.
And it's an oddity for Roy Halladay to walk more than 1 in a game. And he just walked his second batter, particularly when he was ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. And Sarge, Roy Halladay is trying to become the Phillies' first 20-game winner since 1982. I don't know about you, but when I saw that and it reminded me that Steve Carlton was the last one, I was surprised.
Well, I was not, because I was there with Steve Carlton in '82. But the fact is, again, there with John Denny almost getting there. He was the Cy Young Award winner that particular year.
In '83.
In '83 with 19 victories. But 20 is just like a hitter hitting 300.
Well, I think that the fact that Dontrell Willis was the last National League pitcher to win 20 games, that was in 2005, that surprised me as well.
Well, I didn't know he had 20 wins, especially the way things have been going for Dontrell right now. But, yeah, again, he had that freak pitch going on and a lot of motion, and was difficult to hit for a while.
I should say National League East. He was the last pitcher from the National League East to win 20 games. Well, it's 2 balls and 1 strike now to Brian McCann. And Roy, after getting ahead of Prado 0-2, has missed with his last handful of pitches. And he misses again.
He missed with a cutter there. And he's going to get another ball. Just missing on the outside part of the plate. Could be down just a little bit. He usually catches part of that plate.
Well, he got that one in on the hands of McCann. It's a towering fly ball to center. 1 away. Well, we mentioned the Phillies have not had a 20-game winner since '82. The longest current droughts include the Expos Nationals franchise. Ross Grimsley was the last one to win 20 back in '78. Gaylord Perry of the Padres.
Wow.
He was the last guy from San Diego to do it in '78. Phillies, Steve Carlton, and the Orioles, Mike Boddicker. And the Rockies and the Rays have never had one. Now, the Rockies may have one because Ubaldo Jimenez is right on the doorstep of 20 wins.
I would think that he's going to eventually get that. A lot of times, though, you get to that one number, 19, very difficult to get to 20.
Here's Derek Lee. He singled his first time up. And he takes one off the outside corner.
See, that's the one that he would like to have because he can paint on that all day long. He doesn't want to get much further over the heart of the plate and have those hitters extend their arms. Falling behind hitters, not a good idea.
For the first 7 batters, he threw 7 strikes to start them off. And he's now behind 3-0 to Derek Lee.
See, he just doesn't give in, though, to the hitter. Still trying to find the slot on the outside part of the plate.
And he found it there, and it's 3-1.
Even though that was 3-0, the movement on that pitch, 3-1, he still did not give in and just try and throw the ball right down the middle. Good pitch. Take a look at it. Derek Lee thinking maybe a little bit low. Caught plenty of play with movement.
Opposite way, right at Jason Worth, 2 outs. He hit it hard. And back to first goes Prado. So 2 away here in the 4th. And that'll bring Nate McLouth to the plate. Bobby Cox with 2,499 wins in his managerial career. And the Phillies are hoping that he won't hit that milestone until this weekend when the Braves are gone.
That's how a pitcher's pitch count will go up, falling behind on the hitters and then having to come in there with strikes. Much easier when you're ahead. You can get and expand the zone. Good pitch.
Well, Halliday through the first 3 innings, Sarge, threw 10 balls. This inning, he's thrown 11.
Yeah, just not able to hit that outside part of the plate. To his credit now. Again, not just giving in and throwing that ball right down the middle.
And now he's worked himself ahead, 1-2. Crowd has finally realized it's 1 ball and 2 strikes, and here come the rally towels. Little roller over towards second base. Jay Utley's up with it, and Halliday, after issuing the leadoff walk, gets through the 4th. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. We've played 3.5. The Phils at Placido Polanco lead it 3-0. By Xfinity, it's TV, phone, and internet reinvented from Comcast. And by your local Dodge dealers. That's another playoff caliber game, and it is a hopping all over the ballpark. That's the Hyatt Inside Pub behind those folks who are enjoying a nice night here at the ballpark.
Yeah, those standing room only tickets, the line is getting longer and longer. We went by today, boy. stretched out pretty far.
Well, I would think tomorrow will be the same. The finale of this 3-game series. Tommy Hanson against Roy Oswalt. A 7:05 first pitch. And Placido Polanco, who led off the third with a walk and came around to score on Jason Worth's homer, will lead off the fourth. 3-0 Phillies. Sarge Charlie was saying today that, as good as this team has been here in September, he doesn't think it's a result of just flipping the switch. He just said it's a result of guys getting healthy, getting ABs. As Polanco squirts one right up the middle, and he's aboard for the second time. He said, don't get him wrong, that it's nice if they're able to flip the switch, but he thinks this is more about a team getting healthy and gaining confidence at the right time.
Yeah, because all the guys are going up there trying to get hits, trying to do well. They're not going up there not trying to do the things that they should, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. And again, usually when you're winning a division, you'll have key guys on your club, especially the everyday guys, having career years. This is not the case. So there you look at the pitching and you can see why they've been so successful over the course of this season.
Utley sends one the opposite way, and McLeod ventures back to make the catch for the first out. Hey, the Majestic Clubhouse store at Citizens Bank Park is your one-stop shop for everything Phillies. It includes apparel, caps, novelties, DVDs, the Fanatic Attic, Sarge's collection of hats, and much more. Open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. until 6. And at all home games, make the Majestic Clubhouse store your year-round home for official Phillies merchandise. One out, Martinez, who came on for Mike Minor, who went 2 1/3, allowed 7 hits and 3 runs. We'll deal with Ryan Howard, who's 1 for 2. Ryan hit the ball hard both times. But Sarge, you were a former player. Is there anything that you can remember about flipping a switch? I mean, can it happen?
Oh, no. That was, for me and a lot of the guys that I played with, we're at full bore every single game. You talk about guys like Pete Rose and along with, Mike Schmidt on the team, Gary Maddox. I mean, there wasn't any holding back. And especially, too, I mean, you'll have certain pitchers on your team that demanded that you were given that 100%. Steve Carlton, along with Denny. Those guys there, I mean, you always wanted to do well for the other pitchers, but because of the effort, you always just seem to go through a brick wall for those guys. Same way here, with Oswalt, the way that he comes out, the way he's been pitching, and just fit right in with this club.
Yeah, I always wondered about that because folks talk about, waiting till the right time before they flip the switch. Maybe the switch was flipped when Roy Oswalt was acquired, and this Phillies rotation became spearheaded by this 3-headed monster.
Now, a lot of times people will say that just because the way your club is losing ball games. When they're losing, and especially this club, it looks like just everybody's so flat. Just the opposite when they're winning. This kid, Cole Hamels, was just giving an effort just about every single outing. 12-10 is his record, but does not indicate how great he has pitched, though, this year.
5-0 with a 0.49 earned run average in the last 5 starts, and Howard is rung up for the second out. That was a tough pitch. 3rd strikeout for Martinez.
Borderline at best. We'll take a look at this with Jason Worth there in the 3rd inning. Fastball, and he just knocks the ball right out of the ballpark. Jason a little bit closer to the plate now. Again, when he doesn't bring his hands down, or when he doesn't collapse as a hitter, he hits the ball a long ways.
I know you've talked to a couple of these guys. He said that he looked at video from 2008 and even a little bit of last year's video to remedy some of his approach to the plate.
Well, those are pretty good numbers, too. Let's face it, that he has and climbing up on. But you're right. You can go back to different videos and look and see when you were successful. Jason has a lot of pride about his game, and so do a lot of the other guys.
1 ball, 1 strike to count to Jason Worth.
You hit those 3-run home runs, though, you start to separate yourself from a lot of other guys on the team.
See, his average is better this year, shy of his home run total. But he's also scored more runs this year.
That should get to 100 unless he already has with that home run. Yep. It's a lot of runs to score when you're hitting in that 5th and 6th spot. Usually you expect for the leadoff hitter or that second hitter to score a lot of runs.
Three balls and 2 strikes to Jason. Polanco will be off on this next pitch.
Well, Atlanta Braves outfielders, they do play deep. And the reason that they would is trying to cut off balls that would be in the gap. Big hole, however, in left center. If you can get a line drive there, should have some action.
There goes Polanco. Ball 4. The Phillies have 2 aboard with 2 outs. Nobody delivers office supplies faster or for less than W.B. Mason. With free next-day delivery and in many locations, free same-day delivery, W.B. Mason is the one office supplier that really delivers. Who but W.B. Mason? 2 on, 2 outs. Here's Raul. Raul had a double his last time up. He hit one toward the warning track in left, and Nate McLeod had it and then dropped it.
Well, he's starting to hit the ball hard. It has been over the last few weeks. Staying on top of those high fastballs.
Pulls it to the right side. And Infante goes a few steps to his left, and the Phillies leave a couple more. They've left 9 through the first 4, but they lead it 3-0 as we go to the 5th here at Citizens Bank Park on a gorgeous night. Salisbury. For over 20 years, he's been breaking team news, and it's the only place to get his inside access to the Phillies playoff push. It's at csnphilly.com. Experience counts. Phillies insider Jim Salisbury only on csnphilly.com. Bottom third, Alex Gonzalez, Rick Ankiel, and Mike Minor to lead off the fifth. I should say the pitcher's spot, which is Christian Martinez. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Gonzalez. Gonzalez ended the second with a fielder's choice, so he's 0 for 1. And it's 2-1. Little looper toward right. Coming on is Jason Worth. Still coming on. He can't get there. And it scoots by him. Utley backs it up. And they'll hold Gonzalez to 2. He thought about heading to third. And it's a leadoff double for Alex Gonzalez.
Just not able to quite get there.
I think he may have hurt himself.
See how he's actually coming in. That ball just and going to the line, fading awful fast. See how he goes down, and then Utley chasing that ball down as he lays down. That's what Tom's talking about. Looks like he might have hurt that ankle a little.
He was trying to stretch it out a little bit, but he goes back to his position. Here's Rick Ankiel. And Ankiel takes a fastball upstairs, 1-0. Ankiel walked his first time up. 3-0 Phillies. The Phillies scored all 3 runs and a home run by Jason Worth. One of their MOs here in September is hitting the long ball.
Sorry about that, Tom. That is a good pitch. Fastball that came right back across the plate. That's that split that he throws. That ball tumbles right down. Mix in that cutter. Has a 2-seamer that will go away from the left-handed batter.
And that one is shot through the hole on the left side. Gonzalez held at third. And the Braves with runners on first and third and nobody out. Well, they've picked up 2 hits here in the fifth, and overall they have 4 hits. And now Eric Hinsky will pinch hit for the Braves. First time we've seen Hinsky in this series. And he's had a pretty good year, not only as a pinch hitter, but also playing a little left field for the Braves. He's played a little first base.
He carried them for a while when he got in that lineup. He's playing every day.
Phillies will play the infield at double play depth here in the fifth, leading at 3-0.
Yeah, they'll trade that 1 run to get 2 outs. Halliday looking either for a strikeout or that double play. Preferably a strikeout, and then the next hitter, double play.
Well, he gets one back toward the middle. That could be 2. Chase flips to second for 1. Oh, the throw hits the runner, and it goes into foul territory. A run scores. And it's 3-1 Phillies. The throw by Valdez nailed Rick Ankiel, and Hinsky is safe at first.
I think Valdez is looking for some kind of interference, but you got to give Ankiel a lot of credit going in and actually taking that throw. Well, take a look at it. This should have been a double play. Gives it to him. And the throw comes where it just ends up, looks like it hitting on his hand or on the side of the helmet there.
I think Chase was saying that Ankiel was nowhere near the second base bag when he slid in, but he wasn't, and then was able to reach back and hit the bag. But you're supposed to be able to hit the bag as you go by, not reach back and hit the bag.
Good point.
So the Phillies, I think, felt like it should have been ruled a double play because he came out of the baseline. Look where he is, Sarge.
Well, he is a little bit far. He's got his legs out.
Yeah, I think he's far away from the bag there. 0-2 the count to Infante.
I mean, we got all the umpires. I mean, they're right there on it and actually looking and seeing the play. One of the reasons I said yesterday, you got to take these umpires just out of the equation, period. Meaning that you got to tack on, score your runs, and don't even let them be a part of the winning and losing for me, especially at this stage of the game.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Infante.
Now that means getting those runners in from third base. And runs that will take not getting a hit is what you would like to try and do.
Yeah, the Phillies have left 9 through the first 4 innings. Two and 2 the count. Fly ball down the right field line. That's going to be a tough play. Worth is there, though. 2 outs.
Well, Flynn shot out, had an excellent jump. I got to tell you, when you look at that in-kill, lucky the ball didn't hit him right in the face. You know, he took one heck of a chance in going in and sliding the way that he did.
Well, here's Hayward. Grounded out his first time up. Lined it sharply to Worth his last time to the plate. 0 for 2. There are many folks that think that this kid is the rookie of the year here in the National League. He leads a number of offensive categories among rookies. Average, on base percentage, slugging percentage, tied for 3rd in home runs, 2nd in RBIs, 1st in game-winning RBI. It's going to be a heck of a race. 1 ball and 2 strikes to him.
Well, he leads in just about, or in the top 10 in just about all the offensive categories. For me, I mean, almost hands down that he should get that rookie of the year if he just continues just going a little bit.
And a called strike 3 right on the outside part of the plate. He got Hayward looking. For Roy Halladay, just his 2nd strikeout of the night, and the sign is retired. But the Braves do get 1. And then Halliday comes back and gets the next 2 batters, including Hayward looking, as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Phillies will send Carlos Ruiz, Wilson Valdez, and Roy Halladay to the plate, and they'll do so against a new pitcher. It'll be right under Kyle Farnsworth, his 19th ball game for the Braves. 0-1, a 5.06 earned run average for Farnsworth. He pitched an inning last night and retired the bottom of the order in order. Picked up a couple strikeouts along the way. Martinez did a pretty nice job for the Braves. He went an inning and 2/3 in relief of Mike Minor. And he did allow a couple of base runners, but no damage done. So the Phillies, who have stranded 9 through the first 4, they'll go back to work offensively here in the 5th, looking for some more runs. Carlos was intentionally walked his last time up, and he flied to left his first time up.
It's Farnsworth with the Cubs. That guy used to throw that ball 97, 98 miles an hour.
Still gets it up there as Ruiz hits it to straightaway center, and Keel floats back to make the grab. Sarge, they always tried to make Farnsworth a closer, and it just never worked out.
Yeah, so some guys just don't have it to be able to close. That is a tough job, one of the toughest jobs in baseball. You always have that either winning or losing, usually when you're out there on the mound.
Wilson is 1 for 2. And a swing and a miss at a slider, and it's 0-1.
Farnsworth, one of those guys, when he works out, he is a true black belt, by the way. Wrong guy to charge the mound on.
Little number. He charges this one and will throw off balance and right off the glove of Derek Lee. Valdez reacted hesitantly, but still gets to second, and then the throw goes over the head of Gonzalez, but backed up by McLeod. It almost turned out to be one of those old AT&T commercials. Grandpa, I ran all the way.
Well, I thought he was going to take off and go to third. McClough would have had to have hit a moving target going back into third base. Take a look at this. Now, he gets over in pretty good fashion, but the throw is just way too high. Derek Lee pretty tall himself. And after that, he's off to the races as he gets down. Thought about going right there, but didn't see where the third baseman was.
Well, now Halliday will get a chance to get him over to third. They score that E1 all the way. So no hit for Valdez, but he's been on base 3 times. Halliday's not bunting him over to third. He's going to take a hack.
Now, this for me, good situation to let him go on and hit. If nobody was out, however, you would want him to go on and bunt. Therefore, he'd be at third base with just 1 out. He could score on ground ball or long fly ball.
Halliday's down on 3 pitches, 2 outs here in the 5th. And Valdez is still at second. Hey, we've been telling you guys about this Phillies coffee table book. It's a great one. It's called Phillies, An Extraordinary Tradition. It's a hardcover coffee table book. It's big. It's heavy. It's got a lot of information in it. It has essays from Phillies stars past and present. It's 252 pages. And the Phillies have a 128-year history. You can get it today by calling 877-GO-PHILS or get it at the Majestic Clubhouse store or online in the fans section of Phillies.com. In there, you'll find out that so far there have been 26 20-game winners for the Phillies, and Roy Halladay is trying to become the 27th tonight. And the Phillies are trying to get him some more runs.
Well, want to tack on, and sooner or later you got to come up with some of these 2-out base hits. Try and add on.
Just one hit with a runner in scoring position. That was the homer by Worth. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Victorino. Valdez is doing a little too much dancing off second base for Farnsworth's liking. Shane is 0 for 1 tonight against right-handed pitching. That was Martinez, but you know he's been hot lately against right-handers, and he's hoping it continues here. 24 for his last 70. And he's got a chance to drive in a run with a base hit anywhere with Valdez's speed.
Now they have shortened up just a little bit there in the outfield. Hayward in right field still playing deep. I think though Sam Palazzo, third base coach, will try and score him on a base hit.
And hit hard to second. And Infante a step to his right, and the Phillies leave another one in scoring position. No runs, no hits. 1 man left. We've completed 5 here at Citizens Bank Park. A sold-out crowd enjoying a 3-1 lead. Determined and astonishing is just the beginning of the ways to describe their performances. Like the triangle, visitors have been approaching with caution. And that unknown is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. We're here for you every step of the way. Well, the Bermuda Triangle pitchers for the Phillies, Cole Hamels and Roy Halladay, the first 2 pieces to that, have allowed 2 runs in 13 innings of work so far in this series. Hamels last night a run in 8 innings. Halliday tonight a run in 5 innings, and he'll go to work against 3, 4, and 5 for the Braves here at the top of the 6th. And the first pitch hit in the air to right center. That'll drop in for a base hit, and Prado is aboard with a leadoff single. It has not been easy tonight for Roy Halladay after that first inning.
Well, it's last few starts about the same way.
Well, the Phillies single A affiliate, the Lakewood Blue Claws, were honored just a few moments ago for their South Atlantic League championship. There's the flag and the trophy. They defeated the Greenville Drive, the Red Sox single A affiliate.
It's awesome.
Talked about that last night. The Phillies have won 2 minor league championships this year. That's pretty good, Sarge.
That's real good. And what that does for your organization, it just makes you feel that you should be winning. So when you go to that next classification, you're going to feel the same way.
A change-up swung over by McCann. It's 1-1. And you hope that as those kids progress, they get better, stronger, and they have that same mentality when they come up to the big leagues.
Well, absolutely. And usually it's just always the cream of the crop. A little bit easier nowadays, however, I think, to get there. Difficult thing is to make sure you're there for year in and year out.
In the air to right field. That's pretty well hit. Worth back to the warning track, to the wall. Does he have room? He jumps and it's off the wall. Victorino gets to it. Prado stops at third. And the Braves have the first 2 in scoring position here in the 6th.
Wow. I got to tell you, I thought he had a bead on that. Jason Worth. He got back on that pretty good. See where he hits this ball. He squares the ball up. Hits it a long way. It's up. You see how Jason's leaning? Goes back. And I thought he could have made a play on it because it didn't go over his glove. Went on the side of the glove there. That's why I'm thinking that he could have made that play.
So now Halliday needs to make some pitches with some tough hitters. And it starts with Derek Lee. Lee has hit the ball hard both times tonight. He singled his first time up, lined out his last time up. Phillies play the infield back, hoping for an out. Towering fly ball. That'll get the run home for third. Victorino is under it. Makes the catch. McCann's trying for third. Here's the throw by Shane on the fly. He is a dead duck at third as the run scores. It's a 1-run game. But that is a huge mistake by McCann and a great throw by Victorino.
Yeah, obviously the scouting report doesn't show Shane with a good arm, but everyone knows here that he does. He throws that ball all the way on the fly, no chance. But check this out. Great setup as he throws the ball. Makes it an easy throw. Look at that. All the way right there. No chance as he tags him out. Boy.
I was stunned that he was taken off. McCann does not have great wheels.
I thought he was going to fake it, to tell you the truth.
That's what I thought. McLeod's 0 for 2. Now the Cardinal sin is to never make the first or third out at third, but you can kind of tuck that in to the book too. I mean, I know you want to try to make the guy make a clean throw, but he had no chance.
Well, not only that, he got him by 3 or 4 feet. I mean, he actually had to wait for him to go into the slide before they actually tagged him.
There's McCann. Back toward the middle. Flag down by Halliday. And with a disgusted turn, he fires to first. And the side is retired. And the Phillies helped out by this arm from Shane Victorino. His 10th outfield assist of the season. Ryan McCann had no chance. We go to the bottom of the 6th. year end soon. By McDonald's, introducing strawberry, banana, and wild berry real fruit smoothies. Try a small for just $2.29 only at McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Well, last of the sixth, the sold-out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. And Mike Dunn is the fourth pitcher for the Braves. Mike Dunn pitched in last night's game and was effective for Atlanta. And give the Braves bullpen credit. 2 2/3 scoreless so far. And the Phillies have stranded 10 runners in this game. So they have to get something cooking offensively because it's only a 1-run lead.
Yeah, you're right about that. Braves really know, though. They have a great bullpen. Bobby Cox, manager, not afraid to go in and use those guys. You can probably look for matchups on our lefties to make sure that they'll be seeing left-handed pitchers probably the rest of the game.
Well, they're going to get a right-hander up, I would imagine. As Eddie Perez, the bullpen coach, goes to the phone. And we'll see who the right-hander is. Peter Moylan is going to be up again.
Oh, what does he have, a rubber arm?
I think he does. Polanco leads it off. He's been on base twice tonight.
Oh, maybe not as much strain on his arm since he throws underneath as opposed to on top. He sure does throw a lot.
On the hands to the right side. One away. Well, if you're the Braves, you have to feel fortunate that you're down by just one, since the Phillies have left 10 on base and are 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position tonight. There's Moylan firing. Chase is behind 0-2.
Hey, those Braves pitchers have thrown some quality pitches. They've made mistakes like anyone else, but they're putting that ball right on the hands of a lot of hitters. Wow, 96. Pretty hard pitch. Especially if you can follow it up with a breaking pitch or an off-speed pitch. Has a tendency to get that hitter out in front.
There's that breaking ball, and it's at 88. Chase stays alive, and it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's what you're trying to do, is just foul those tough pitches off so you can get yourself a good pitch to hit. A little bit too close to take.
And a swing and a miss. Another breaking ball, and there are 2 outs here in the 6th. Host your next corporate or social event at Citizens Bank Park. You can call 215-218-5100. Or if you want to take a look at what the Phillies and Citizens Bank Park have to offer, you can log on to Phillies.com/special events for more details. You can include tours, message board usage, so many other things. Again, it's the Phillies Special Events Department. 2 outs here in the 6th, and here's Ryan Howard. He's 1 for 3. Ryan checks on that breaking ball. Mark Carlson confirms that.
Usually a pitcher now will throw that fastball. He has a good one, 95-96. See if he's up to the challenge and whether or not Ryan Howard's up to the challenge to catch up with this ball.
There's another breaking ball. Now do you just work away from him or do you come in with a fastball?
Well, I thought with his 96 there that, you know, he would have tried to challenge him. I would think 3-0 that you got to get a fastball.
They did, and it misses. Ball 4, and that may be it for Dunn. We'll see what Bobby Cox decides to do. Moylan's been loosening up in the pen, and Jason Worth is due up. Jason homered in the 3rd against left-hander Mike Minor. Looks like they're going to leave him in.
I like that matchup, however, there with Jason Worth, as opposed to bringing in Moylan to pitch to him.
I'll agree with you on that one, because Moylan's slider is so tough to right-handed hitters.
Slider, and he drops down.
Jason takes a fastball on the outside corner. Now this is what Jason did against the last lefty he saw.
Well, almost in the same spot there. He knew it was gone when he hit it. Saw him as he shoved that bat away. 3-run homers always make you one of the leaders on your team.
What would 2-run home runs make you?
Well, make you a good player. Don't make you a leader now.
Well, you got a good fastball there.
2 good fastballs. He looked at one and then he let that one go. Now this is what's tough for a right-handed batter when he throws that hard slider. Boy, look what that bullpen's done tonight. 3 1/3 innings, only 1 hit.
Yep, the Phillies have had base runners though because of the walk, or 2 walks I should say, and the error. In the last 3 innings overall since Martinez came on, you saw the walk total, 3 in all. They've had 2 base runners reach on errors and then the single by Polanco to lead off the 4th. But they haven't been able to push across an insurance run. So now 1-2 to Jason. And he hits it the opposite way, foul. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Reds lead the Brewers 4-0. Jim Edmonds is back after being injured. It's his 11th home run. That game's in the top of the 5th. The National League Central has the Reds leading the division by 7 with 85 wins over the Cardinals, who are losing to the Pirates tonight.
Don't think anybody picked the Cincinnati Reds to win that division this year. Everybody was thinking maybe the St. Louis Cardinals.
Or the Cubs. Because everybody, they're always in the conversation.
Yeah, always in that conversation. Just didn't work out for them.
Jason drills it to right field. It's pretty deep. It's off the wall. McLeod plays it well. The throw goes to second, and Jason has to hold up. First and third with 2 outs.
Boy, he scalded that ball off the wall. There's that fastball. Again, Jason would hit anybody's fastball in the league. Just providing that his mechanics is the way they should be. 46 2-hit game this year. See where this pitch is. Fastball down. He thought he might have gotten that ball there as he takes a look at it. He would have. Ball just had some topspin on it as it sings down. McLeod, awful lucky, playing that ball where it came right back to him. If it eludes him, Ryan Howard has a chance to score all the way from first base.
So 2 outs, 2 on. Here in the bottom of the 6th, the Phillies, who have left 10, try to pick up a clutch 2-out base hit. Ibanez doubled back in the 3rd. Grounded to second his other 2 times. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Raul was a 400 hitter in his last 14 games, and he's been clutch. His RBI total is up to 76. He has 4 runs batted in on the homestand.
Wow. If I'm Jason, I'm going to think about trying to maybe steal second, hoping that maybe that ball's thrown away and McCann decides to try and get him. Doesn't appear to have a great move on the mound.
Dunn thought he had strike 3. It was just off the outside corner. 2-2. A righty is in the on-deck circle. It's Ruiz.
Take a look at this pitch there. It goes right towards the shin guard, the outside part of the plate. It's a ball.
Raul down the right field line. If it's fair, it's a run. It's a fair ball as it skips up against the wall. It's going to be 2 runs. Worth is around third, heading for home. How about Ibanez? A 2-run, 2-out double. And the Phillies lead it 5-2.
Oh boy, that's clutch hitting right there. Anytime you get that hit with 2 outs. 96 this guy's throwing. How about Ibanez here, clutching up. Watch his fastball there, and he keeps it fair. That's how hard he hits the ball. It gets down. Have the right guy running there at first base. See how that ball hits down and it deadens there? There's Ryan Howard clapping his hand, and Jason Worth scooting in as Bobby Cox has seen enough for tonight.
So Bobby Cox is out to get his left-hander. He's going to bring in the veteran Peter Moylan, a right-handed pitcher. The Phillies, their lead is back to 3. It's 5-2 with a runner at second here in the bottom of the 6th. Sarge, look at this swing.
Oh, just classic there with 2 outs. Just a good old-fashioned fastball. One of the reasons he was able to score is you see Sam Palazzo bringing Jason Worth in. That ball dead and right at the line there.
And Raul safe and secure at second. Safe and secure, Sarge, with New York Life. Peter Boylan, 78 games, 6-2, a 3.05 earned run average. And he's on for the second straight day. The Phillies lead it 5-2. They lead the division by 4. A win tonight, their lead would be up to 5. They've won 8 consecutive games. It's the second time this year they've won 8 straight. Trying to make it 9 in a row. And Carlos takes a slider for a strike. That may be the best slider he'll get.
Well, that was borderline, though, high, I thought. But if you're going to hit one, you're right. You want to hit that high slider. Not a lot of break to that very first one.
Phillies were 1 for 10 before that double by Ibanez with runners in scoring position. And it came against that guy, Mike Dunn, who just looks on with a very stern look. Chopper to second to his right in Fonte, and that'll do it for the 6th. But Raul Ibanez with his second double of the night. The first one went to left, the second one to right, and the Phillies have a 3-run lead. What a big hit for Raul Ibanez to make this a 3-run game again. So Roy Halladay got a break. Now he goes back to work against Alex Gonzalez to start the 7th, and he delivers a fastball a little inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
And what a big hit by Raul Ibanez. The Phillies been leaving so many men on base and let the Braves hang around, and they'd cut it to 1. And boy, did he miss his spot, it looked like Dunn did. And Raul made him pay for it. In fact, that pitch was supposed to be away, and it came middle in.
Strike to Gonzalez. It's 2-1. It has not been an easy night. Pictures, video, your own eyes will tell you that for Roy Halladay. He's allowed 6 hits and 2 runs. There's a flare off the end of the bat, but it's going to float out to Ibanez. 1 away. First inning was a very quick one for him, and that's why his pitch count is at 93 right now. But the bullpen is tuning up out there for the Phillies.
Yeah, that's the 7th inning group right there. They're getting ready in case there's trouble in this inning.
J.C. Rivero, the lefty. Chad Durbin, the righty.
Matson, of course, would have the 8th, and Lids the 9th, the way this is going. So they're getting those guys ready, and Roy Halladay saying, "Oh, we're not going to need them." That's his mindset. Let's see if he can do it.
He's hoping for a fast inning, so they don't need anybody for the 8th inning.
Yeah. He's at 94
Yep.
right now. Not a real high pitch count.
And Keel hits it hard to right. Worth is back, makes the running grab.
Yeah, those are kind of things he needs right there. Got a change up a little bit there to Keel, and he nailed it, but it's an out. Looked like it had a heck of a chance to be a double when it left the bat.
2 outs.
A good play there by Jason. Here it is. It's a change up. See, it's up. It never got down in the zone where he wanted it. And he makes a nice play there with that long wingspan.
So 2 away, and here's Freddie Freeman, one of the big prospects for the Braves, a first baseman. He'll be the first baseman next year, they say, for Atlanta. And he's going to pinch hit for Peter Moylan. And he smokes one deep to right center field. Forget about that one. Freeman has hit a long home run, his first in the big leagues. And it's a 5-3 game.
Yeah, we've seen him in spring training a few times, and he is really strong, as he showed there. And, Derek Lee won't be here next year, and that guy's supposed to be their first baseman, as you said, Tom. And he's not hit many further than that, but I saw him hit a ball one day down. He hit a ball off the Phillies over at Disney one day like that. Just up, about belt high or a little bit below belt high. Perfect for a left-handed hitter. Now those 2 runs really look big.
So it's a 5-3 game. At the top of the order, here's Omar Infante. Infante is 1 for 3. And it's 2-0.
That thing going to Phillies bullpen?
I think it went to the back of the Phillies bullpen.
I'm sure their guys are out there trying to get that ball for him. He needs to get Infante out now.
He's got it even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He'd probably see Romero for Hayward if he doesn't.
Rally towels are whipping around. I saw the young lady who's the human rally towel at the game last night. I think she's here again tonight somewhere. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Infante. And a called strike 3 right on the inside part of the plate. A heck of a way to finish up the 7th inning for Roy Halladay. A strikeout looking. He allows the home run to Freddie Freeman, his first major league home run. But that's it. He came back and he started painting to Infante. He backed off and the pitch was over for a strike. Wheels Chipper Jones was the #1 overall pick in the 90 MLB June amateur draft. What player was selected by the Phillies that year with the 3rd overall pick?
Mike Lieberthal?
Mike Lieberthal is correct. Mike Lieberthal was drafted out of Westlake High School out in California. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're a winner of a Phillies prize pack. And thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans.
Phillies were really criticized for that pick back in those days because he was like 150, 160 pounds. Had played a lot of shortstop and was just starting to catch a little bit. And it turned out to be a pretty nice career here for Mike Lieberthal.
300 hitter at one point, also a Gold Glover. Wilson Valdez leads it off here in the 7th. Ross Gload is out in the on-deck circle for the Phillies, so looks like Roy Halladay's night is done. That's starting to loosen up in the bullpen for the Phillies.
Yeah, he really had to get Prado out, or Infante out there, because they were going to bring Romero in for Hayward because he was starting to elevate some stuff, and he had a battle here again tonight. They have the game with a 2-run lead with the 8th and 9th to go.
And Craig Kimbrell is the pitcher for the Braves. He is a fireballer.
He's got good arm, and they think he has the potential to be a closer. Billy Wagner says he's going to retire, and if he does, look what he's done with right-handed hitters, and look at the strikeouts. 29 strikeouts in 14 to 3rd inning. That's really impressive. Guy's been up and down. The right-handed hitter's only 0-40. So he's been up and down a few times this year.
A foul ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Real compact right-hander, real easy delivery, and the ball jumps out of his hand.
Selected in the 2008 draft by the Braves. He is 22 years old. He's listed at 5 feet 11, 205 pounds. And Valdez promptly deposits a single into right. And he's been on base 4 times. These lucky fans are tonight's Citizen 7. They were interested in a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. So Ross Gload will bat for Roy Halladay.
Yeah, and this should be a good guy for Gload to hit off, too. Left-handed hitter with a guy that throws this hard.
Coming into the 2010 season, Kimbrell had 159 minor league strikeouts in 95 and a 3rd innings.
Yeah, so this shouldn't be a surprise even at this level. Those are classic closer strikeout numbers, for guys that you want as a closer, because nothing can happen if you strike people out. So that's why they're looking at him and see if he can do it. Now, he got a little breaking ball too, a little changeup, but for the most part, he comes after you.
103 Ks this year in 49 relief appearances. And there's that breaking ball, and it's boxed by McCann. That'll be a pass ball unless he was crossed up, and Valdez goes to second.
Yeah, he just doesn't catch this ball. It's a breaking ball. Man, he just missed it.
Yep.
Now he goes out there. Now, of course, they go out and go change the signs with a runner at second base, make sure they're on the same page. But he just missed that. Don't see too many pass balls on a strike.
Swing and a miss. And Gload is down on strikes for the first out.
Yeah, I was saying it'd be a good guy for him to hit off, because I thought he was going to throw him a lot of fastballs, but those are pretty good breaking balls.
Hey, fans, we want to remind you that time is running out to own a one-of-a-kind Fanatic Around Town statue. There are 11 statues that have been auctioned off to date, and there are another 5 that are still available until the 30th of September. Proceeds benefit Phillies charities. See the Fanatic Around Town in the fans section at Phillies.com for information and to bid. Victorino's 0 for 4, and he takes a strike.
Shane liked to knock in a run. He's had a bunch of chances, several chances tonight to do some damage, and he's really been hot.
2 runners on in the 2nd. The base is loaded in the 3rd, and a runner in scoring position in the 5th. And a line drive caught by Infante, and they double up Valdez. Oh, he hit it right on the nose, but he hit it right to the second baseman. So we've completed 7 here in Philadelphia. The lead for the Phils is at 2. ChevyDealer.com. By Thomas Jefferson University Hospitals. Call 1-800-JEFF-NOW. By WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for amazingly low office product prices. And by Suzuki and the new Kizashi midsize sports sedan. Suzuki, the power of engineering. Well, we go to the 8th inning, and the 8th inning in the second half of the season has belonged to Ryan Howard. Phillies leading 5-3. Another sold-out crowd here at Citizens Bank Park. Everybody having a good time, waving the rally towels, which were giving out compliments of the folks at Citizens Bank. Phillies Baseball Academy alums. That's right, they're alums now. They were parading around the ballpark earlier today, and they were just parading out on the dugout. Ryan Matson in his 50th game. He's 5-2, a 2.42 earned run average. And he, along with Brad Lidge, will try to get 6 outs.
Every game right now is the biggest game of the year, and here we go again.
Here we go again. Every 8th inning is the biggest 8th inning, and every 9th inning is the biggest 9th inning.
For both these teams. The Braves are a team that, you would think that they are really going to concentrate on these last at bats because they know how huge this is for them. It's big for the Phillies too, but for the Braves, really big.
Hayward is grounded out. He's lined out, and he struck out his last time up. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to him. There's Tommy Hanson, who will start tomorrow for Atlanta. Standing next to Derek Lowe in the dugout. Outside, 2-1. Ricky Ankiel has been in these kind of races with the Cardinals. Didn't think he'd be in a race because he started the year with the Royals. Eric Kinski's been in the series before, a couple different times. And a strike on the outside corner. It's 2-2.
He made a pretty big out in this part.
He sure did.
Final out of the World Series off Brad Lidge, that strikeout. That picture will be forever.
Off the end of the bat, off the mound, past Utley and into center field. And a base hit for Hayward. And he's aboard for the 26th consecutive game. And the Braves have the leadoff batter on for Martin Prado. Ryan just said, my bad. Must have been because of the location of that pitch.
Yeah, it looked like a changeup that he got up a little bit. He fooled him. He got him out front, but it was up enough that I guess he was able to stay back and hit it through the middle.
Last night, the Phillies bullpen consisted of one guy. It was Brad Lidge, and he pitched a scoreless ninth. Here's Prado. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Since the All-Star break, Ryan Matson has appeared in 39 games. It's the most in the National League. 3 wins, 2 losses during that time, and a 1.21 ERA. Five earned runs.
He's gotten a little rest the last couple days, which is he really didn't. Even though he has pitched a lot and had time off, there was a point there where they really didn't want to use him if they could avoid it, and they've been able to.
Pitched in Saturday's game against the Nationals, so he's had a couple of days. On the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on a changeup.
Tom said he got him on a changeup, and that was a good one. The bottom really fell out of it. Got him to swing over.
And that'll bring Brian McCann to the plate. 3 for 12 against Ryan Matson in his career. And he starts him off with a fastball that was a little low.
Phillies have the outfield very deep, playing a no doubles defense now. Late in the game with a 2-run lead. There you see the outfield.
They also play McCann to pull up the middle. And he lines one foul out in front.
Yeah, he's trying to tie the game right now, and Brian McCann's one of those ones who can do it. He is a good hitter, and he hits in this yard.
He doubled his last time up on a ball that went just past Jason Worth's glove and right. Boy, he's been calling that pitch on the inside part of the plate. Charlie Manuel thought it was a strike. Chopper toward the right side. Could be 2. To second for 1. Over to first. A 4-6-3 double play. Another one in this series. McCann doesn't run well. Utley had time. And Valdez had the arm. For the Braves in the 8th inning. No runs. 1 hit. Nobody left. And another double play for the Phils. Hey, Phils fans, Roy Halladay's outing here does not end with the final out. Get the complete story of tonight's game with former Phils All-Star closer Ricky Metallico's analysis and player reactions on Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Sloan Toyota. That's after tonight's game right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Bottom of the 8th, the Phillies lead it 5-3. Johnny Venters is the new pitcher for the Braves. 72nd game for Venters. 4-2, a 1.76 ERA. He's been good for Atlanta. Former starting pitcher who just throws bullets. His fastball tops out in the high 90s. That one was at 96. And it's Polanco to lead it off.
Sometimes you get a pleasant surprise in the season. Venters has been one of those guys for the Atlanta Braves because they no way they saw this coming with him and how good he's been.
Polanco's been on base twice tonight. He walked in the 3rd and singled in the 4th. And he lines one to left, so he's singled here in the 8th. Oh, we mentioned the last time a Phillies pitcher won 20 games. It was Steve Carlton back in 1982, and that man was one heck of a pitcher.
Well, those are sliders right there. Just right out of the chute. Slider, slider. There comes another one. That was a fastball, believe it or not.
And Dickie Thon was looking slider.
He threw so many sliders in those days and had such great command of it. And that's what the great left-hander did with the Phillies. Boy, a lot of good years here.
23-11 back at 82, 24-9 in the World Championship year of 80.
That breaking ball of his used to just disappear. He got more strikeouts on the check swings. He kept the first and third base umpires busy with check swings during the game.
He must have drove the lefties crazy when he was at his peak.
Yeah. There weren't many that handled him.
2-0 the count.
I'll tell you who he drove nuts was Parker. Oh, boy, he drove Dave Parker crazy. Stargell, too, but Parker couldn't hit him. He just, whether he didn't see it or whether he would just swing and hope, he struck him out so many times.
There were probably a few days that Dave Parker went to look at the lineup card to see if he was in there, whether it be with the Pirates or the Reds.
Well, these are the days when Parker was unbelievable.
Well, he probably still looked at the lineup card saying, am I in there today?
Yeah, he could sit me today. There's Brad Lidge. Well, Parker had that great line that when the leaves, when it would be falling, so when the leaves are on the ground, I will be wearing the batting crown. And that was one of Parker's lines. What a hitter he was.
He was a big man.
Oh, and he could run when he first came up.
And he could throw.
Everything. Nickname was a Cobra. He said middle infielder said one of the scariest things was hearing him coming. Because he used to go make a noise like that. Bo used to tell me the sound he'd make. And Bo would say, and even though he could see him coming, he'd say, give it to me quick.
2-2 the count to Chase.
I'll tell you, that Hayward, last inning, we had to go to break and all. That's the third time in 2 games where he's gone into second like a torpedo, and he missed the guy. Wilson Valdez made a quick pivot and got out of there, and he missed it. And they were able to turn the double play. And that guy's a hard slider right there. Sarge would appreciate him. Because Sarge was as hard as any slider you'll ever see. See Utley get out of there as hard as this guy throws. Here you go. Now watch this guy come into second base. He is after Valdez, but see, Wilson was able to get away from him. He went right for the bag again, and he got away and was able to put a lot on the throw. But he did everything he could to blow that play up 3 times now, and he hasn't been able to do it in this series.
And Utley's down on strikes for the second time. I think that's something that's in the scouting report.
Yeah, well, the thing that the reputation of a guy gets around, the middle infielders know. They hate those guys, especially the guys that have their back turned to the second baseman. So they know the ones that are coming, and they'll hurry a lot of times. But I think he'll get better at going after the guy. And, you know, right now it looks like he slides at the bag all the time. If he ever learns to, you know, to go after him legally and, you know, not go out of the baseline, oh, boy, he'll be a problem.
Ryan Howard takes a fastball for a strike of the inside corner, and it's 0-1. And it's 0-2.
Got a pretty good breaking ball, too, does Johnny Venters with that 96 fastball.
Sees 3 pitches, and he's down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Venters.
Getting a look at why these guys have had so much luck at the end of games this year when they get a lead, because they bring in people like Venters and Wagner, and they strike guys out. Nothing happens.
Chase went down on strikes. Now Howard is down on strikes. And here's Jason Worth. Jason has had a big night. A 3-run home run. He singled in the 6th, then came around to score, and a 2-run double by Ibanez. And a fastball upstairs, 1-0. That's a tough play for a catcher to reach across his body to get a fastball moving at that pace. When you're thinking it's coming inside and it's way outside.
Yeah, and a left-hander, that ball's going to tail too. Take it even further away from you.
So it's 3-0 to Jason. And he chops it foul.
He knew he was getting a light there. Raul Ibanez on deck who got the. But Jason's hit was huge because he got them started 3-0. But that double that Raul Ibanez got with 2 outs off a left-hander, big hit in the game right now.
Jason hits it to the right side on one hop, a little floater to Infante, who then floats the throw over to first, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit, 1 man left. We go to the 9th. It's time for Brad Lidge one more time. Trying to save this one, Roy Halladay. To give the Phils a 4-game lead in the division, is on for his 46th game to try to give the Phils a 5-game lead in the division. He's 1-1, picked up his 24th save last night, an earned run average of 3.32. He's pitched well lately for the Phils in a closer's role. And he is on to face Derek Lee, Nate McLeod, and Alex Gonzalez. If you've missed any portion of this ball game, it will encore tonight at 10:30 and tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. on the Comcast Network. And Phillies coverage on Comcast Sportsnet continues tomorrow night with the series finale against the Braves. Coverage begins live from Citizens Bank Park with Daily News live at 5 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Brad Lidge is scheduled to be on Daily News live. It's at some point, and again it gets underway at 5 o'clock. Roy Halladay went 7. He allowed 3 runs on 7 hits. Ryan Matson went a scoreless 8th inning. He did allow a base hit, but the Phillies rolled their second double play of the night and 5th in this series. Lidge trying to save it for Roy Halladay, who would win his 20th game. And the first pitch is over for a strike, a fastball to Lidge. He thought it was out. Roy Halladay has won 20 games 2 other times, 22 in 03 and 20 even in 08. A line drive, base hit for Lee into left center. And he's aboard to start the 9th. That's his second hit and his 4th in the series.
Boy, threw him 2 fastballs. First one Lee didn't think was a strike, and then that one up a little bit. And he hit it hard. Last night he really buried him with sliders.
He had a very good slider last night. Here's McLeod. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded out a couple of times and struck out. You see his numbers against Lidge for his career: 0 for 8 with 5 Ks. And slider up high, 1-0. Phillies trying to win their 91st game of the year. The Yankees, the only other team in the majors with 91 wins. And they're winning tonight against Tampa. He gets the slider over. It's 2-1. Looked like McLeod was taken the whole way. Came back with a fastball, and it's 2-2. His rally towels have been flowing all night. Never more than now, and it's 3-2 to McLeod. Brad is working quickly here in the 9th inning as Alex Gonzalez waits on deck. Got him. One away.
Boy, what a breaking ball that was. 3-2 slider. Man. That's his best pitch, but that still takes guts to throw that. Carlos calls it, and you see how excited he was about it, too. That's just a perfect slider, and it was a strike, too. He had a swing. That wasn't one of those ones that was going to bounce.
Well, now 1 away. Here's Alex Gonzalez, 1 for 9 against Lidge. A runner at first and 1 away. And he takes the slider for strike 1.
They're going to guard the line with Polanco in this inning. Now they moved him off just a little.
Yeah, he's really toward his normal spot now. Closer to it. In the air to left center field. Playable for Ibanez or Victorino. It's Shane. He makes the catch, 2 away. He got him out front. And now, with Lee at first, Lidge will face the lefty Rick Ankiel. He's had success against Brad in limited ABs. Howard plays behind Lee. And there's ball 1. It's a close pitch. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. He gets the slider on the outside part of the plate. And Keel thought it was a ball. Brooks Conrad is in the on-deck circle to pinch hit. Brad Lidge is hoping he doesn't have to face him. 2-1 the count to Ankiel. Just missed. Carlos tried to pull it back a little bit toward the outside part of the plate. Brad has been such a big part of some of the great memories of the Phillies these last couple of years, trying to put together another one. And it's 3-2. Lee will be off and running on this pitch. And here they come again. 45,260 strong. Runner goes. And a fly ball, left side of the infield. That should do it. Valdez makes the call. And Roy Halladay becomes the first Phillies pitcher since 1982 to win 20 games in a season as Brad Lidge comes on to pick up his 25th save of the year. And the Phillies are 5 games up in the National League East. How about that?
Magic number is 6 right now, too.
I think the magic number is down to 6. They are 30 games over 500. What a month of September for everybody, including Jason Worth, our Chevrolet player of the game. His 3-run home run relaxed things. His 2nd run scored kind of put an exclamation point on things.
Oh, that's a heck of a game for the Phillies because they kind of let the Braves hang around tonight. All those LOBs early in the game, had a lot of chances to score, weren't able to do it. But this team is special again, and they are getting it done. And Madsen and Lidge are tremendous in the 8th and 9th inning. Here's our W.B. Mason delivery of the game, and it has to be Raul Ibanez's double. With 2 men on, you see Douglas oppose the pitch away to him. He got it middle in and whack right down the right field line. 2 big runs scored after they had climbed back to 3-2. That is our W.B. Mason delivery of the game, Tommy.
Well, who would have thought, Wheels, back on the 22nd of July, the Braves were 7 games up in the National League East. Since that time, the Phillies have certainly turned things around in so many ways. And with their victory tonight, they're 5 games up in the division. They are 43-15 since that time. Brad Lidge doing his job, his 25th save. What a reaction, what a night as the Phillies win it.